All right, you're just gonna say shine all night, are you? Day.
All
Okay.
day, maybe all night. Let's go into the game because the teams are pretty much ready already. MLG on the red side versus Zap Zoop on the blue one.
The blue one.
The blue one.
I'm going to go over red then. We're going to have a look at Sorceress Xerix. He's going to be playing Elementalists. Holbrook Rune Elementalist, not Elementalists. Unless he's got very talented. That'd be interesting. 002
He's Knight as well. Oh, damn.
Right, so standard Celestial build. He's sticking with the Doom Sigil there as well as the energy, going for the standard utilities with the fiery greatsword as well. He's actually, he's not gone dagger at all. He's gone dagger focus.
Dagger focus has been more and more the choice of the allies so far. At least in a couple of the new teams.
It's got some nice reflects. It's got the extra fire. Well, it's got a nice fire field there on the 4th skill on the fire. I don't know. It's got some nice ways to build up some might as well. You know, fire shield. You can actually, you know, that's good to generate might as well. There's different ways. It just feels, you know, you got swirling winds as well, which is quite good. So that's always nice to use. So there's some variation. Quivo was one of the first people to start using it before the might nerf, actually.
And he also really likes the Conjured Frostbow.
Yes, that is very true. Okay, so going over to Knight, who's going to be playing, he's actually going to be playing the regular dagger version of this build. Same traits, not going for the energy sigil, but he's going to be going for the sigil of battle instead. He's actually opted to go for the glyph of elementals, so some extra damage or healing depending on what attunement he's in when he uses that, of course. Going over to Arc, he's going to be playing Hambo Warrior with the Holbrook Rune and the Soldier's Amulet. He's actually gone for the Sigil of Rage, so on 50% chance on critical to gain quickness for 3 seconds, which actually is quite nice if he can get that. If he does get that quickness, he can actually pull off a nice little stun combo quite quickly. Either that or maybe even get a quickness stomp, or, you know, he can pull out battle standard, whatever he needs to do. So it's actually not too bad of an idea. Going over to the
very
engine,
very RNG.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's maybe we can see if that comes out during the game. We can talk about it more then. But having a look at the engineer, who's going to be ill, we'll call him again. He's going for the Celestial Rifle Engineer build, but he's going to opt for the Power Wrench, which we've seen a bit more from players recently. A little bit more control with this, and a little bit more of a defensive capability using that 4th skill to get the gear shield out, of course.
Well, not even necessarily on the defensive. I mean, the 2 and the 3 on the 2 could really hurt.
Yes, there is that as well.
Have some conditions. Here you go.
I mean, the 3rd, I mean, you know, that pry bar can really hurt. You can get 3k damage easily if you've got some nice might stacking, which you can get, of course, going with that Holbrook Rune. And we're going to go finally to Renner, who's going to be going with the SD build. So SD Thief, very hard to pin down. Probably going for a lot of decaps here and there, but generally in fights versus an engineer versus Taskin and stuff, that's the one which you're going to have more trouble with rather than the bursty build.
We've seen less sword dagger thieves lately.
We have, yes.
Kind of, I mean, with Sizer going away from sword dagger, that has pretty much been the main pillar of the sword dagger community. So yeah, Renner still on that one. Still a good build, I think. Nothing really changed on that. Maybe just a little bit with the setups that teams are running now. So let's go over to Zap Zoop, starting us off with Engenium Odium, who is the warrior. He's playing a standard Hambo build, pretty much as we've seen it on the other side. Also soldiers, right? Do we have a soldiers on the other side as well? Yes, we did. And going for the Signet of Rage, not the battle standard. Trade split, nothing surprising there. Tommy Tom Tom is playing a Dagger Celestial Elementalist. He's going with the Rune of Strength instead of Holbrook, but otherwise pretty much the same. Also with the Fiery Greatsword. I remember in the Weekly Cup we've seen, especially from Xerix, some really good escapes with the Fiery Greatsword. There were some moments in there where I thought, is this really the right moment to pull your Fiery Greatsword? Do you have the time to spare? But he managed to get out of really close situations with that a couple of times.
I mean, Noskok actually picked up a very great sword and one of the plays of the ESL Weekly last week, which was really nice. It was just an exciting new way to use it, and you know, it was just placed down as well. So I'm not sure whether or not it was for escape, but it was so close to spawn when they were fighting, and he used it and ported back and duped. It was a nice one. I'll stop going on about that. I've been going on about that for days.
Then we have Shat, who is playing a backstab dagger pistol thief with the rune of the pack and is going for the panic strike trade spread. I haven't seen Executioner in a while, to be honest. That's kind of gone away.
Was the last time we saw? Wow, someone is vacuuming now. Someone, I think we saw, was Chosen Sin? Was he the last person I remember using that? I can't remember. Maybe he was using Executioner. I can't remember.
Maybe. But curiously, Shat is going for the Hide in Shadows with the Panic Strike build. So Shadows Embrace and Hide in Shadows. Lots of Condi remove there. Then we have Tayskin on a Condition Engineer. So not going with the normal rifle Sally. We have Pistol, we have Shield, we have Rabbit Amulet, Balthazar Rune. And yeah, pretty much how you play a Condition Engineer.
He's going with Sigil of Torment. He's replaced Doom.
Yeah. Sigil of Torment is pretty damn strong.
It's a nice extra tick of damage as well. If you want more, the more conditions with this build, the better. And you really can feel quite bursty. If you can get all your conditions down, like from the grenade kit, and then just stick on the static shot as well, you build up so many conditions just with that combination. And then you stick the poison on as well. It's just, it's pretty nice.
For some reason, I know it's only one stack, but AoE Torment just sounds OP. Just these two words in combination.
Look how long it lasts. It lasts for 5 seconds, and it's got a 5-second cooldown. So you can keep it up, as long as it doesn't get cleansed, of course.
Yeah, but in general, I think with a 50% chance, you pretty much have one stack of Torment with 100% uptime. And then, last but not least, before we start this game, we have Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch, of course, with the signature middle finger meditation DPS Guardian build. It's going to be some nice damage, also pretty good to counter burst damage on himself, so a bit of a bunker person on the point if he switches to the other weapon set. But now let's go into the first game. MLG on the red side against Zap Zoop on the blue. Let's have a look at the splits.
We're going to see Tayskin going over towards the mine to engage in a 1v1 versus Xerix. We're going to see Ill and Ingenium go over towards mid. We had Shad and Ark just trading blows as they crossed over to the opposite sides of the map from the respawn. So we've got a bit of a team fight going down over on the Henge, as we do see currently Bullet Punch just on no, taking quite a lot of damage, but he's going to be okay for now, using those meditations to actually heal himself up.
Yeah, and Renner just on the side, a couple of cluster bombs into the middle there, into the middle of the team fight, and now trying to take out Bullet Punch. Engaging in a 1v1 on the side, that is normally not a 1v1 that a thief wants to take, but he is faring pretty well on that. If there's a build that can do it, that can take out the DPS Guardian, then it is going to be Sword Dagger.
Yeah, I think he's going to be mainly focusing on Bullet Punch, because he's going to be the main source of burst other than Shad on this team at the moment. And probably he's going to have to focus on quite a few targets in different times. But Xerix is actually going down towards the mid, as we see Shad taking him out from behind, and also Tayskin offering up some assistance on that. He's going to actually look after the mine node, I believe, at the moment.
Yeah, Minot now a bit of an aggression from him. He is looking to engage into the mid fight, but with Renner having an eye on him, he really has to stay into the vicinity of the mine just to keep it safe.
Yeah, Renner's doing a nice job. Oh, okay.
Does he want the 1v1 against an engineer? I'm not sure, especially against a condition engineer. I mean, just look at the stuff he's got on him right now.
SD is actually not too bad against engineers. It's probably the most annoying, actually. I can handle it.
Yeah, but I still don't think he can do it. Now, mid is cleared up with the disengagement from pretty much the entire red team on mid. They gave that up. Double cap going on for Zap Zoop. And now we do see the next engage is going to be the mine point. But mid was not left open. Tommy Tom Tom there to catch Renner in the sneaky attempt to get the decap.
Yeah, we're going to see Ill jumping in over towards the mine as well. Now trying to use that jump shot to take out Shad as well, and maybe just try and lock him down a little bit, as Bullet Punch is here as well. Need to be careful. No one's actually helping Renner there. Renner's getting kind of circled round on the side of the mine point. Unfortunately, he's going to go down. Sausage Six comes in for the res. The updraft comes in as well. That interrupts anything that's going down. He's going to definitely go down with the amount of cleave that comes out from the burning from Tommy, and he's going to be taken out of this fight, finishing him off with that Scepter 2 coming out from Bullet Punch there. So a nice job from blue team pushing out from the mine. We've only got Knight over there currently trying to go for it, but look at Shad jumping on the back of Knight. He's going to be taken down solo on it.
Oh, but Xerix on the midpoint. He might actually be fast enough. He got the decap with a knockback and an immobilize on, I think that was actually Bullet Punch pulling him back with the great sword abilities there. So decap on the midpoint, but still we already have aggression on the henge from the blue team. They weren't standing still. Almost got Arc down. He actually did get Arc down, and now with the assistance, he is trying to just supply crate. Renner immobilized on the side. Will he get the stomp? No, just a couple of conditions, and he knows that he has the pressure to keep Renner busy enough as to not give him the res. Shot coming in for the assistance, but to be honest, he wouldn't have needed it.
Tayskin 1v2ing. I've witnessed this recently. I actually teamed up with him in the 2v2 in the ESL Weekly Cup, but we came second. And he did have a massive 1v2 situation, which really pulled us out of the bad areas. But you know, that was a really good move from him. Good job. Lots of conditions. He built up a couple of nice torment stacks as well, which actually helped a lot. And now over on the mid, we got this engagement. Going to have 2v2 actually. Oh no, it does look like we've got more people coming into the point as well. Ill is looking like he's in a lot of trouble here. Needs to try and back out, but he's getting supported here nicely. Look at that double fiery greatsword coming out and both jumping and using the abilities at almost the exact same time to escape. So Zerik's using it quite well.
Even with the fire greatsword, they're not going to be fast enough to just get a free cap on the henge point. 3 cap coming out with the midpoint secured, as you just mentioned. Taskin now defending against 2, but we've seen he can do it against 2. I think without a thief in the equation, that's not really going to happen again. But he can at least keep it until the reinforcements in the form from of Shut and Tommy Tom Tom are going to come.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a look. They really need to have a little bit of a nice regroup. Well, the red team are actually doing not too badly over on the henge at the moment. Taskin's quite low, pulls out. We can see the supply crate coming out from L there, I think. Yeah, it was him who just landed that. Not sure what the idea there was. Maybe trying to stun Taskin, as we are going to see Zerix trying to take him out from the side. But Taskin doing a good job at line of sight. We can see that swirling wings coming out from Zerix now, as thinking that maybe Taskin's going to start raging from the side. Taskin's actually just been taken out on the south side of that, north side of that point, sorry. And Renner coming in there as well to offer up some support. Tommy's going to be taken down, so is Taskin. The red team are going to pick up the 2
And with that triple kill now, we have a really good recovery from the red team. Recovering from a 3 cap without giving up too much. I mean, okay, 200 points lead currently for blue, but the double cap can still turn it around. They just need to be able to hold it, and they aren't really taking a break either. Instant aggression on the midpoint, 2v2 happening there right now, but they need to be really careful with the respawn that's going to come from blue, and probably an engage on the henge point if they leave it too open.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Not exactly what you just said. With the respawn, they can't just leave one person there. They've got 3 people respawning. They have to take care of that and hold it, because, okay, they're coming back now. They've got the 2 cap, but remember, they've got this buffer of like almost double their score. Well, over double their score now. So they really need to hold out for these caps as long as possible. 8 minutes 40 still left on the clock. We've not really had any... Oh, not any boss kill, but Renner goes down in a lot of cleave towards the henge point. No chance of him coming out, seeing the end. Scepter 2 finish from, oh no, can see Arc go down as well. This is not good for the guys. So much cleave coming out from that Greatsword 2 from Bullet Punch as well. And blue team probably going to take back the henge node in the moment.
Yeah, it looks like in a second they are just going to roll over Zerix. Will they be able to get the CC on him? He is avoiding it pretty well, and now the reinforcements from Knight coming in from the side. The additional support could save him, but he pots off point, pots away from the support, and that means Bullet gets him pretty easily. We now have the Vapor Form coming out, trying to get in a position to be able to res. AoE coming in, and that is way too much for Knight and as well as Ill to handle. Res attempt aborted, and I think they're gonna have to sacrifice the henge point in a second.
Yeah, I mean, at least they've still got the node, but they're kind of giving them 5 points, 5 points, 5 points. They're just giving them some kills now, so they're still keeping a bit of a lead. Okay, it's not double their score anymore, but they are 230 to 381. They need to start thinking about not piling every single one of their team members into this node, but they still really, really want to keep the cap, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it at the moment. I mean, Ark's very low to go down as well. Ill's here. Maybe they can keep it. Ark needs to get off node, though. They need to stick someone else up. But unfortunately, he's just gone to downstate, going to be taken out quite easily
Keeping
here.
the cap is a nice idea, and now we have a good move, I think. Knight is going to go there to, again, Predator Esports this, together with Xerix, Ill on the side. Oh, did they actually? No, Ill is down. Shut is on the side. So they want to keep the cap, and now we do see the aggression on keep. I think this should have been engaged a little bit sooner. They should have started the aggression on the midpoint a bit sooner, but now they did kind of recover in the henge fight. Did give them some room to work with.
I don't know, just as you say that, Knight goes down, Renner's low on HP, it doesn't look like they're going to be coming back. They've not really come back with many points, like about 30 or so, because they were about
They're all just piling
down.
on, they don't see the mid one working out. They were really counting on Renner winning the 1v1 against Sigenium. And now they're just trying to really run in there.
I mean, slowly they're gathering the points back, slowly, but with the kills, they need to sustain this to a degree. They need to switch out of the point wherever they possibly can. They're starting to do that now. They're starting to get a lot more defense, but Blue Team has so much cleave. Look at Tayskin's just free casting at the moment on the side. So is Shad. They're both just standing there. They need someone to get out of the point and put some pressure on those guys so that there isn't so much cleave on the point at the moment. They have started to slowly come back with 457 at the moment for Blue Team.
With a 4-man team wipe, we do have another one running in. Knight coming in to try and secure the cap once again. He will be fast enough. People already disengaging, and with Knight on there now only in a 2v1. Maybe Renner coming in. No, Tayskin falling back 3v1 again, and now they seem to be distributing across the map. The next respawn is going to be Ark, but he won't make it in time to keep Knight secure. Vaporform, can he do it? No, Vaporform not quite ready fast enough. Decap coming out, and just all the points from the kills, 5 points over and over and over again, meant they were sooner or later, even just with a 1 cap, going to take the victory here. Only 5 points to go now, and then we see Zap Zoop picking up the first round in this best of 3.
I mean, it wasn't too bad for them. They actually came back quite well, but like feeding as well. You have nice Predator Esports Tayskin.
It's the thing.
He remembers that. He remembers that. So reliving the Predator Esports days there, Tayskin. Just feeding the cat. You know, they kept. It was almost the opposite way around. At least they kept the point for quite a while. They did come back in points, but they needed to put some equal pressure onto mid maybe, but you know, I don't know there.
There would have had to be some kind of engage on the key point, as they saw that the henge fight is kind of falling apart. The problem is you also need to be stable enough in the henge fight, pick the correct moment to engage on the keep, so that you have enough room to clear the keep fight before the rest of the enemy team from the henge are going to make their way over to the keep. They had that situation in there, but they really needed to invest too much resources into keeping that fight going, meaning that they were counting on Renner winning a fight against a Hambo, which is always a bit of a gamble. You need to really play it perfectly in order to do it. A Thief can do it, but you need to play it really, really well. And that sadly didn't happen. That could have been one of the key moments that could have turned that around if he would have won that 1v1.
This is true. I mean, yeah, exactly, everyone. But they're not doing too badly. They just start to pull back. I mean, I know it was a bit of a random tactic towards the end, but somehow it did actually pull them back into the game. But that's, you know, feeding them the constant 5 kills. It means that Blue didn't even need to worry about having another cap, because they could just sustain somewhat of a lead. And
I mean, the question now is going to be, what did they take away from the first game? Normally, you might see the red team, maybe they've seen something that works against the blue team. Only problem is the 2 cap only resulted from blue overcommitting to 3 points and kind of spreading themselves too thin across the map. Yeah. And then they didn't really manage to hold that 2 cap properly, because they were just, as Tayskin wrote in chat, Predator esportsing it. And even though that is a pretty valid tactic if you have a bit of a lead, and if you think you might be able to carry that all the way through to the 500 points, but you first need to put a lead up on the board. You first need to acquire the points to make that strategy work, and I haven't yet seen any move from MLG that could put them into that position.
Exactly. We are going to go into this next game though on Fire. Maybe it will change. Maybe having the Lord kill, maybe a future stronghold tactic, bringing that in there, as we will have some kind of reveal next week. But we will talk about that later, as we see currently a little bit of an engagement coming onto mid. Bullet Punch is going to engage onto that node. We're going to have a little bit of skirmish going on over on the waterfall. Tommy is in trouble in the 1v2 situation. Ingenium is going to be joining him on that node very shortly. We're going to see Xerix and Tayskin picking it up over on the quarry. So all 3 points are contested at the moment.
That was a pretty curious rotation. We had a lot of moving around and not even just equalizing the matchups, but really switching out specific classes for that. Apparently the blue team did a good job in the mid fight, because Ill is now the only one standing there, Arc going down from damage, and Ill also just low on cooldowns, going down already, a little bit of burst from Shut. And I don't see anyone from the side points being able to help there. So midpoint is going to go over to Zap Zoop in a couple of seconds.
I mean, what are we talking about? 4 Celestials, right? And they had 5 last time we saw them, I believe.
MLG.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've actually tried to pull out a little bit more damage this time. Xerix actually did switch to Ranger last time we saw him on this map, so I'm surprised that he hasn't gone with that. Because at the end of the day, you know, that rotation, exactly what you said, it was perfectly said. They pushed the two hardcore DPS characters into the middle versus the 2 guys who are running Celestial, and in the end, they were definitely going to take him out. So that's what you do, guys. We said it before, we say it again. How do you counter Celestial? Stick your bursty people on them, and done.
Yeah, Xerix down on the quarry, double cap coming out for Zap Zoop. Pretty early lead and no points on the board so far for the red team. I have to say I would have liked to see Xerix go for the Power Ranger again. Because even though they might not necessarily be in such a situation as last time that they really needed the damage to get anywhere in team fights, but you can also say that Renner would be the perfect person to keep Xerix alive if Shut, for example, tries to take him out on the side. He would be the Xerix defender, as he just tries to completely get out all the range in a big mid fight.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
We didn't really get to a big mid fight anyways.
Not really. I mean, Renner is like trying to split focus between Shad and Bullet Punch on most occasions, and then even also Tayskin as well. So to have that extra burst, like you're kind of saying, would be good. So you can actually focus on those characters, so they can't use their DPS to the full potential, and they can't take them out as easily as they're kind of currently doing at the moment. 2 caps still in their favour with the contestation over on the waterfall. Tommy going to drop back into mid to make sure that's covered. We're going to see decap maybe. No, we're not actually going to see a decap. Sorry, Xerix is versus Tayskin over on the quarry as well at the moment.
Yeah, and that 1v1 could go in favor of Xerix. It's going to take a while at least until this is finished. In mid, we have already Ill going down. That is it this? I think the same matchup, or at least a similar matchup we've seen in the beginning. Ren on the side trying to rage, but Knight is going to go down in a couple of seconds and just needs to disengage from that. There's no point in fighting there anymore. And I have to say, I think keeping the 4 people at Waterfall until they really have that cleared up would have been a better idea in this case, because they still haven't got it. Ingenium Odium still hanging around, keeping it neutral, and now it took long enough for Arc to get him down, for Bullet to just go in there and now maybe even pick up the 1v1.
Yeah, Blue really have this game at the moment, and that's kind of an obvious thing to say, but hey-ho.
That's our job. I mean, stating the obvious.
Stating the obvious. But there's nothing. Tayskin having problems against Xerix over on that node, being able to kind of cleanse a lot of those conditions. Actually, did he go back to DD or did he stay with focus? Yeah, stayed with focus. Xerix trying to make his way over towards the waterfall now with that fiery greatsword as Bullet Punch picks up that point. They're going to go in a 2v1 situation, maybe try and finish him quite quickly as Renner tries to get some burst down on him. But, oh, no, Bullet Punch is just going to leave, actually. Better to do that, get back to his teammates. They have the
But when he's leaving, there might be an opportunity for Renner to pick him off, but turning it around as soon as Ingenium Odium comes to help him on that one. At least 1 point now in the hands of the red team. So we have a proper point income now on the map. On the quarry, we have Ill now trying to take out Tommy Tom Tom. Did we already see a supply crate drop? Yes, we did, and he's now disengaging.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
That's a bit of a curious move to go this far to the midpoint when you know you have the reinforcements from Ark coming in.
So over on the quarry at the... Oh god, Tommy's going to leg it away as fast as he possibly can with that air achievement 4 skill on Dagger Dagger. Of course, he's going to be... Oh no, we can see Renner coming in here, surprisingly, actually. As well. Oh no, I've got some lag. My bad.
Okay.
Oh god. Give me a sec. You keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
So Waterfall currently 1v1 Xerix against Ingenium Odium, and we've seen that matchup before, and it looks like it's again going to go into the hands of Ingenium Odium. Mid-fight, they're trying to split it now. They're trying to split into individual fights, Ill trying to help out in the 1v1 on Waterfall. That might just be what is necessary to pull Tayskin away from the mid and maybe go for a sneaky decap. Only issue is Ark is down already, so Renner would have to disengage right now. He wants to get Tommy Tom Tom down, I know that feeling, but still, even if you get him down now, then he's going to rally on Ark. No, Ark down now, and we do have a bit of regen coming in from Tommy Tom Tom. They do have the decap there, but Renner, I think, should have gone for the decap a bit earlier.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Knight's still going quite low. It did a nice escape there, just jumping off the point. No one needed to actually... just trying to get the extra damage on him rather than get the point, which is probably a nice idea, so they can outnumber on the map. As we do see Ark is respawning, running towards the quarry at the moment. Big fight over on the midpoint. Tayskin is very low here, actually, although Knight's just gone down, so that's going to counter any damage coming onto him, hopefully, as we have seen Knight being taken out here. Tayskin trying to use that 4 skill on the toolkit, obviously, to try and get out as soon as possible, just chucking some grenades behind him as well as he goes. And we are going to see Renner here being focused by 3 targets from the blue team. Overcommittal there from the red thief, and he's going to have to just be left to be cleaved down. No hope in hell that he's going to be res, and the game is starting to run away from the red team.
Yeah, I have to say I'm surprised that it's only 200 points between them at this stage, at this point in the game, because blue have just been dominating everything.
Yeah, all the fights, everything at the moment. They've only lost some fights when they've been outnumbered by red, and that was like one main occasion, which was over on the waterfall where Bullet Punch had to leave, which was actually a good decision rather than just dying and giving them 5 points, so that they could roll over the map maybe with that kind of snowball effect when you kind of start to take team members out. I mean.
Actually quite interesting now. No, it was interesting, but now it's not anymore. I thought that they were actually managing to keep 3 people in mid just by being a bit aggressive and still managing to keep an eye on the waterfall. But yeah, we had 3 people on the quarry, 1 moved over there, and that already took Ark down. And before Renner got their Knight now in loads of trouble, Renner is going to fall afterwards. We've got the Immobilize from Bullet Punch on there. So 2 downs again, no real chance of a comeback. And with Ill down, either Tiskin or Ingenium could just go for the waterfall and get the decap, but why should they?
Yeah, they don't need to. I mean, well, they could...
Oh, they're actually doing it. Yeah.
I mean, it's their home close point as well. Maybe, why not? They just want to get the game over and done with, move on to the next round and start get a bit of a break for themselves. As we see, it's wondering how the rest of the games have gone across the brackets. We're here with 400 points about to be hit by Boop. Yeah, that's another thing I never thought I'd say in my life. Over on the Xerix.
Oh, battle setting coming out. At least 2 people alive. They want to keep the waterfall. They want to get these.
Oh, the damage onto Xerix is very good from Tayskin, Shad, and Unji. The focus from the blue team is really good, Nick. Really good focus from these guys.
Yeah, they managed to get the pressure down. We now had a double. Wait, is Renner around? Yeah, he is. We had a double refuge coming out, 1 to stomp and 1 to res. Both didn't really work, but now Xerix down, Ark following, Renner the only one on point. He's going to try and dodge as much as possible, or even disengage. The disengage will mean the loss of the point, but I think it might be generally agreed that this game is already gone from them. Yeah, GG's coming out. That means a 2nd win for Zap Zoop. And that, of course, means they're going to the semi-finals already.